Welcome back, Twin Flames. In this video, I'm going to talk about what happened after the 21st of 12, 2112. And for those who have watched that video on the 21st of December that I posted at midnight, you know what it was about. For those who haven't had a chance to watch it, you can still watch it. It's the one before this one. You can just visit my channel. If you're just watching my video, just click on my channel, my logo, and find the video. Just go by date and find the video just before this one on the 12th of December. I'm sorry, on the 21st, December 21st. And what that video was all about was a special prayer that I combined. I was guided to combine it that way, and I could have used more complicated prayers, perhaps something different. But what I was guided to do was pretty simple to listen to, pretty easy to listen to, I guess, and exactly as powerful as anything that would have been, kind of that appeared stronger or more complicated. And what happened is actually what the purpose of the video, what the purpose of that prayer, of that meditation and prayer and combination of healing energy was to use the opportunity of what was presented to us, what was open for us on the 21st of 12, and to use that opportunity to manifest not just something, like not just to manifest something or someone or a situation, but to actually shift the reality, something in the current reality or what it appears to be current reality, and shift it into what you want it to be, or remove something from the reality that you want it to be removed. So what happened after that prayer to me is following. Okay, I've shared this to only one of my viewers so far, because she's not just a viewer, she's a very good friend of mine. And not that you guys are not, you are welcome to email me at any time. It's just that me and her are very close friends for years now, and I'm very grateful for her love and support, and she knows who she is. My love, I'm sending you my love, and love you deeply. And she was asking me how I was doing an email, and I am, so she's the only person I told this about. No one even in my community knows what happened, just my parents, because they were here when it happened. And so what happened was on 12th on of December 21st, on 21/12, I posted my video. I had some trouble posting it, and when I posted it was 12:12 a.m. in my time zone. Okay, and then I fell asleep. I was in a good form. Like I said in the video, I was feeling very deep, vibrationally I was doing well. Not superb, but well enough to do that prayer. And I was very, very happy to have opportunity to share that with you. And I went to sleep. So following thing that happened was apparently at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. my mother, she heard something from my room. Could have been me calling for help. I cannot tell because I don't remember. And she walked into my room. Thank God I left the door unlocked. I usually lock my door, especially when I'm meditating, making video. I want to have a peace of mind, like be on my own, because a lot of times I meditate or pray and I don't want to be like disturbed. And sometimes I'm making these videos, so I don't want someone walk in and start conversation with me. So usually I lock my door. And I didn't. I fell asleep, and she found me at 3 a.m. lifeless, as she said. In her own words, I'm using her own words. She said that she found me lifeless on the floor, uh, almost not breathing, and she said that I was blue. She said that she found my skin was completely blue. Now, she thought that I choked on something. Then she started like shaking me, checking my throat. She was really scared, and I didn't respond. And then she called for help. She called my father, and I don't know much of the details of what happened, like technically what they did, how did they drag me out of the room, how they put me in the living room. I don't know because I still haven't really talked to them about details. I feel very embarrassed that that I was so out of control of my body and weak, and I don't know what exactly was going on because I found myself in a different clothing in the time when I came back to my consciousness. And so my mom says she changed me because I threw up later on when she kind of she brought me back. She revived me. I guess she picked me up. They picked me up from the floor or something, and then she said that eventually at some point I threw up, and then they were able to drag me into another room to put me on the couch, and so she said she changed me. She changed my clothes because I threw up, and so that there's a lot of things that I feel. I still am not ready to talk to them about it, to ask them what was I saying anything? Did I say anything? Because I remember only vaguely that maybe I have tried to talk to them, that I have tried to talk to someone, okay? But I'm not sure if the words came out, if they heard me. So I still don't know. I will tell you probably in the next video what my parents have to say, what if there's something I said, or but here's what was happening to me. Okay, you probably are wondering, what was I going through? Do I remember anything? Okay, first of all, in 3D reality, like I was just describing you the events. So from 3 a.m. At time when she found me to 11 a.m. next day, I don't remember anything. Absolutely anything in 3D. I swear to God, nothing at all. And not zilch. I don't remember anything. Uh, totally out, unconscious. From 3 a.m. to 11 a.m. At 11 a.m., I started gaining some consciousness, partially. By 6 p.m. that day, Saturday, on 22nd, I was sort of, yeah, very, very, very bad. But I was sort of recollecting my sense of self. But the first signs of consciousness was in 3D was at 11 a.m. So from 3 a.m. to 11 a.m., zero, nothing in 3D, okay? In this reality, I was gone. I was gone. They couldn't reach out to me. They couldn't talk to me, nothing, okay? I don't remember anything at all. Maybe they did talk to me, but like I'm saying, I was totally out, okay? Now um in what was going on in higher dimensions than 3D is, let's just say that I wasn't in 4D, 5D, 6D, 7, 8, or 9, 10, 11. I was in 12D reality. And that's really high place to be. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm telling you, I was in 12D. And how to compare this in, imagine if you went from from third floor to 12th floor in 1 second. Imagine how would you feel if you went from third floor if there was some super fast elevator, like speed of light elevator, and you were taken from the third floor to the 12th floor. How would you feel physically? Like, would you throw up? Would you what would you feel? Okay, would you be exhausted? Would you lose your consciousness? And that's just talking in 3D, like physical world, what would happen now. So this is way faster, and this was very hard, exhausting. And now I'm going to tell you what happened in 12D, and that part is the most important part of this message of this video that I'm making today. I'm gonna try to make it as short as possible because I don't know how I already got to minute 10. It's crazy. I'm trying my best to give you as much as details as possible, but as fast as possible. So bear with me, okay? So I'm gonna tell you what happened in 12D, and that's why I didn't make a video until tonight because I was not ready to share this. It was so scary, and I was still very weak physically until today. I'm still coming back to normal life. I didn't work for like 3 days after it happened, and thank God the holidays came in, so I didn't have to work after that. So I'm still regaining my strength. I am healthy, mind you, but it was very hard process that I went through, and I didn't know what words to use to describe to you what happened to me. What happened is that I skipped dimensions. They all melted into I went through, and that's probably when I called, if I called for help, if I was calling out or something, because I only vaguely remember that I was telling someone that I'm going through dimensions. I'm switching dimensions. I remember only that sentence before I completely lost my consciousness. Maybe that was about 3 a.m. when she heard some words that I was saying, because I remember saying to someone who I was calling out to someone and saying I'm switching the dimensions. I'm switching dimensions. I'm switching dimensions because it was so like a roller coaster type of thing. It was super hard for physical body, and I was getting nauseous. That's only, and then after that, like I said, no words coming out of me. And so what happened when I got to 12D? Mentally, it is the scariest freaking thing that ever happened in my life. And I know you remember from my previous videos, if you watched that, I'm the child that grew up in the war. I've seen a lot of war crimes. I was part of a civilian population that suffered one of the strangest and bloodiest wars in Europe in the 90s. And so I've seen a lot of creepy stuff. And in life in general, I've worked with animals as a veterinarian technician, and I've seen in 3D scary things. I've been through a lot of things in life, and I've also had a lot of purging and a lot of things on this twin flame journey spiritually. And in in all that, there's things that sometimes can be uncomfortable and scary. And as a child, as an indigo child, I had a period of life when I suffered from nightmares, and that eventually was gone. But I've never experienced anything in my life physically, both physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, harder or scarier than what I've been through. And I had near death experience in 2006, which is when I converted to Islam. After that, that was 2006. I think I mentioned that in one of my videos. And that was very, very hard moment also. But this was although this time I thought, this time I felt in 12D that I will not come back and that I will die. So it is in a way also a near death experience, but this time was very different. And I'm so grateful that God, Allah, source of universe, has brought me back to you so that I can speak about this. And not only that I can speak about this, but that I didn't stay there, because the place is not comfortable at all, and I didn't like it one bit. It's hard to say that I didn't like it, but I don't wish it upon anyone to go there. However, still, no matter how hard it was and how scary it was and how uncomfortable I was in 12D, still, not only I'm grateful that I'm back, but I'm also grateful I am as a paradox, still grateful that I did go there. Okay, because the purpose of me being there is it's what I wanted, I guess. I guess if I wanted to gain this special, uh I don't know how to call this. Yes, special power. Then I had to. I guess that's not what I asked for. I asked to change to shift the reality. I didn't ask to go for to 12D. I didn't. I wasn't looking into that. It happened. It's from the source. The source pulled me in there. And obviously, if I knew that that was going to happen, I would have prepared myself. I would have told someone to check on me at 3 a.m. or something. So this is not something that I planned. And so obviously the source, Allah knows why He took me there and showed me that reality of 3D, of 12D, I'm sorry. From 3D to go to 12D is a big deal. So I am grateful to be shown that place and that state of mind and that state of spiritual existence. But I don't want to go there ever again. Ever, ever, ever. I would rather die. I want to go anywhere but there because it's so scary. That's why I'm here to share with you. And this is very special video because I don't know if you ever heard of this place. I don't know if you ever heard. It's not a place. It's not somewhere out there. It's inside of you. It's inside of each of us. The whole universe is inside of each of us. Now I'm 100% sure of that. Okay, we do have universe, like we do have stars and the skies. But when I went into 12D, it was basically it was happening. The 12D was happening inside of me, and I know that's a mind-blowing idea to accept to you, but it was happening inside of me. That's why my parents couldn't call out to me, they couldn't reach out to me, because I felt that I was still inside this body, but I was gone into the place called 12D. We can call it whatever you want to call it. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but we have to use some kind of terminology. So the terminology is 12D, the 12th dimension. But what is it? What happened there? What did I see there? Uh, uh, Long story short, I saw everything. I didn't only see everything, I felt everything. Okay, and by everything, I really mean everything. Okay, and that's the scariest part. Let me explain to you. Okay, why was this the hardest experience of my entire life, and why I don't want to ever, I beg God never to take me back there, although I'm grateful for Him to show me that. And I know that it came with the easiest way out. I'm so grateful that He sent me back, but it came with a great reward, great uh, gain, I should say, great gain. But at the same time, I never, I beg God never to, I beg Allah never, never to experience that again, but I will share it with you. So remember how I said that I saw everything and I felt everything? Okay, uh, that's something that I couldn't put in the words for you, and it's still very hard. God, it's so hard to explain this, because basically I realized yesterday, and then that's when I said I'm ready now to make the video. It's not gonna be perfect video, but I'm ready to tell you what it was, what I experienced. I can't say what I saw because that's gonna give you a different idea. So I didn't see it. I experienced the tree of life, the tree of knowledge. I'm sorry, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Okay, what they call the tree of knowledge of good and evil in the Bible, but I'm telling you, they have a bad uh concept about it. They not bad, but I mean wrong. The word is wrong. That's not what how they describe it. It's it's when everything, all the realities, okay, melt into one, because the 12D is where everything is going on in this 3D, and in 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 11D, all these dimensions come together. And the reason why I said this is close, the second reason why I said this is close to the that near death experience is not just because I was like being taken, my strength, and I couldn't breathe and all my functions were gone, but because also uh, doing this process, doing this, what happened is I first the when the process started, it was first melting my life and my reality and everything that happened in my life uh, until this point so far. Every single event that happened in my life, I felt it, I saw it again at one time. That's why that's second thing that is similar to near death experience. When people describe near death experience, they say that they can see their life going in front of their eyes like a tape, like a movie, like everything that ever happened from the day they were born, it goes with the speed of light, and they can see it very fast happening to them. So I'm not saying that they describe it in a bad way, but I hope that I can describe it to you better by saying that it's not that it doesn't go like a really nice movie that goes smoothly, like you watch a movie from the beginning to the end. It doesn't go like that. It actually comes at you all at the same time, which is really exhausting for the brain. It's very mentally exhausting to see every single moment, every second of your life like come whoosh at you, like all together melted together. It's mind blowing. Okay, that's why people who have near that experience are usually in the coma. I guess you could say if I was unconscious from 3 a.m. till 11 a.m. that I was in some sort of coma, but I wouldn't call it that, because basically this was a very phenomenal experience, all right? But it's very similar. It's very similar, and the people who are in coma are probably going through that deep state of consciousness, and they may be, I don't know, because I switch so fast to other dimensions. That maybe what they go through is probably, maybe it's a 7 or 10D or 11D, but where I went happened more things than that. First, it was like it was going very fast, but I guess the time that I went through this is matching the time that my parents couldn't call me back. It's like from 3 to 11 a.m. All that time I was going through this, so I was given enough time to go through process, and it still was hard because first my life was melting in front of my eyes. I've seen everything in one moment, and the reality around me was melting. That was the first thing that when I when I felt that consciousness was gone, because the room didn't spin, but everything in the room, all the objects in the room, before I couldn't see anything anymore in the room, all the objects were coming into, like, I could see the room from all the angles. Like I was in all the angles of the room. I could see room from all the angles at the same time. And that's super exhausted me, like to the point where I guess that's maybe when I threw up or something, because I couldn't take it anymore, that everything was coming at me, like all the aspects of reality, because there's so many points of view. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, we live in one body and we have one point of view, and that's causing a lot of problems in this world because everybody has their own point of view. Like, you're standing on this side of the road, I'm standing across from the other side. My view is not same as your view. You see behind my back what's behind me, and I see what's behind you. And a lot of times we argue over things in life because of different points of view. But trust me, it's a blessing in disguise to have different points of view. So what I experienced was having all the points of view from in the, like, everything that was in my room, I could see it from all the points. And for mind, for a human brain, that's just, it's basically death to human brain. That's why they couldn't call out to me. That I couldn't function properly. I couldn't breathe properly, because that's so much. That's a huge load for a human to experience. Okay, so so like I said, it was my whole life. it was everything around me that was in 3D that was surrounding me in the area around me, and then it went further to the point where all realities were melted and shown to me to given to me to experience. And I'm not expecting you to understand this part, or of course you can try to imagine, but I don't expect you to fully comprehend what you do imagine. But try your best. Whatever you imagine is going to be good enough, trust me, because you don't want to go to 12D and experience this. Trust me, you don't. So, given opportunity to experience that was when I begged. I really begged. I screamed inside. I haven't asked my mom yet, have I screamed in 3D? Has she heard me screaming or anything like that? But I know for sure that I started screaming, trapped, of course, trapped inside this reality and being kept there. I started screaming to be let out, to be released from experiencing that, from seeing that, because for just a simple, some simple poor human, it's too much, because I felt like my brain started melting, my mind started melting, because it was super hard, beyond hard, to experience everything at the same time, like everything that's happening outside, everywhere, all the voices, all everything. So um it is something that I experienced, and I believe when I was sent back, and I begged to be sent back, and I'm sure that God sent me back for a reason that He didn't even have intention to keep me there. Probably just to have that. Why? I don't know why I deserve, or what is this? I cannot tell. And the place, or 12th dimension, is not, it's not heaven. I wasn't in heaven. Okay, that's not where heaven is. That's not heaven. It's not hell. For me, it was hellish. It was hellish. The experience was hellish. It was hard, hellishly hard. But that's not hell. That's not a physical. Hell is a physical place, like place of great fire. That's not where I was, but it was hellish enough. Okay, you don't want to go to 12D. It is the place. It is a state of mind that only God can handle, in other words. Okay, it is not a state of mind where human being wants to be, or can survive, or can be. um, Maybe we can be put there, we can see it, we can experience it very shortly, because we cannot survive there, and we cannot be there and stay there. And it has taught me, lesson wise, it has taught me that only God can handle everything. Okay, and the message, one of the messages, the one that I want to convey to you today, is really be appreciative of the source of all knowledge and source of all existence, because besides God being the source of all knowledge, He's the one that holds that 12D dimension, that that state of consciousness, higher consciousness, where all the consciousness comes together, where all the realities and all the knowledge comes together, and only God can handle that place, only God. And when we send prayers out to God, and if our prayers are not answered as fast as we want them to be answered, keep this in mind, what I told you today. That place is a chaos. It's a chaos. It's a total chaos. It's so much. There's so much information coming from everything we do, that from everything that we say, from everything that's being put into existence in this world in 3D, and God knows what else is being put into existence in 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8, 9, 11D, so that all that melts together in 12D. Everything comes together, and because the 12D is where the tree of knowledge resides, and the tree of knowledge is not a tree per se. It's not a physical tree. That's why I'm saying that and the Bible commentators. I know some say that it's a metaphor. It's not a metaphor. It's existence. It's 12D, and some say it's an actual tree. It's not an actual tree. It's a state of consciousness where all the consciousness comes together and all the realities melt. It's like a melting pot, and it's really scary because it's not easy to it's not possible to handle it. You can lose your mind. And what I was begging why I was begging to be released from that place is because it's mind losing. You can't handle it. It's too many information, too much. So I was being led back, and I came back, and thank God I regained my consciousness. Thank God, thank you, Source, thank you, Allah, Alhamdulillah. I can never thank enough. And I started asking. I remember, this is funny. First thing that I saw in 3D was a cat, my father's cat that actually never visits. He stays in my father's bedroom. I think you who are with me from the beginning of my channel, you can see Punjabi. His name is Punjabi, the cat. He stays in my father's room, and I named him Punjabi after my twin flame because my twin flame is of Punjabi tribe, and the way he acts, he reminds me of my twin flame. He's a very skittish cat. Okay, he likes to just hang around my dad. He used to hang around me, but he was always weird. Like, he's one of those weird cats, and I have lots of cats, and they're all good cats, and all cats are sometimes, they have mind of their own, but this one is especially like he can be playing like hot and cold with you. And so it was really amazing. And I think he's a very, very good and very spiritual cat. It was amazing that he walked all the way into the living room where he doesn't he likes to go out at night when everybody's asleep. Then he will sneak out of the room and go outside. We have a cat door, and so he can go outside. He will go outside when nobody's looking at him. He doesn't like to be looked at, anything like that. So he came all the way into the living room, and the first thing I saw was him. His big blue eyes. He's um what's called Burmese cat with the big huge blue eyes, and he just was staring at me, very powerful. And that's the first thing I saw, because even though my eyes were open, I didn't see anything. As I was in 12D, I wasn't in 3D. So I was slowly coming back, and he was the first thing that I saw. And the first thing I spoke was Punjabi. And then I saw my father sitting on the chair by the couch where I was laying. And I said, "Dad, is that Punjabi?" And that's the first thing I said. "Dad, is that Punjabi?" And he said, "Yes." And I heard my father. And then little by little, my consciousness started coming back. But the way it was coming back is very, very important for me to mention to you, because the way it was coming back, it was like pieces of consciousness being sewn together again into this reality, into 3D reality. And so when people say that this is a matrix, now I know what they mean by that. That this is sort of like a created reality. And so I was slowly being put back into it piece by piece. I felt actually like pieces of puzzle being put together. I begged for every piece of puzzle to come back, because I just wanted to come back to this simple and one-sided reality. And here's one thing that I learned from this socially, should I say socially? Yes. Is from now on, I used to be a person who would analyze everything. Like, someone said something to me, maybe they meant something else. Especially on our twin flame journey, we analyze our twin. What did they mean by that? When they said something to us, this or that. Now, at least I'm applying in my life from after this experience on 21st for this past week. I am now applying in my life this new new aspect of myself, which is that's why I call it social aspect of myself, is to accept everything as like to accept people and their actions as they are. Like, if they say I hate you. I used to be a person who would analyze that. I think maybe they don't hate me. Maybe they just said that because of this, or maybe, and that was okay. And that still is okay to analyze things, and maybe they meant something else. But I personally, after this experience, I'm just taking things as they're giving to me. If someone says they hate me, I will say, okay, they hate me. I will not go any further into that. If they say I love you, I will accept that as love you. That's what they want to share with me. That's how they want to be. If they want to say they hate me, I'm not going to go into analyzing did they say that because they're scared to say they love me? Did they say that? It could be, but I'm not going to be the one to analyze that. I'm just going to accept things as they're given to me, as they're presented to me from other people. I'm not going to go into trying to figure them out. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's something that, because I want to appreciate the simplicity of this 3D as it is and make it as simple as possible for now, because it's not that I'm tired from the experience, yes, of course, but no, I learned to take things as children, like as literally, like literally. I'm gonna live literally and take things literally. It's just much easier that way, because analyzing or not, if someone says they hate you, whether you analyze that or not, they're gonna still say they hate you. So you have to wait for them to change that, or you can be a master of reality, and that's how you can change the reality from them, from saying I hate you to saying I love you. But don't go into analyzing why they say I hate you, and did they really mean it? Did they really hate you? Just forget. Don't waste your energy on trying to analyze what they meant, and trying to analyze and say they don't really hate me. They want to say they love me, and I'm gonna stick with what I believe that maybe they love me. No, you will lose your energy, and they will still keep saying that they hate you, and you're not gonna gain anything. You're just gonna waste your energy on analyzing. And maybe you're wrong. Maybe they do hate you. So instead of wasting your time and energy on that, try to change that reality from them saying I hate you to them saying I love you, if you want them to love you. So and waste your energy, and don't waste, like, I mean, use your energy on manifesting that they love you if you want them to love you. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? And if you think that's not possible, it is possible. You can change the reality. And I guess I wanted to tell you in this video how did the shift go, the shift that I wanted to achieve about my twin flame. What did happen in this 3D reality when that shift? And I really can't, because we are at 37 minutes. I promised myself I'm not going to go with videos over 40 minutes anymore, because I want more people to watch, and I know everybody has limited time with their work and school and whatever you're doing. So I'm going to leave that for the next episode, for the next video. I'm just going to show you a couple of photos to give you some idea what's going on, like just give you some kind of preview for the next video, what's coming up. I do want to thank you all for watching, not just this video, but previous ones and the future ones. And subscribers are amazing people. Thank you. And that way you will be notified, because my videos are really hard to find in search. They don't pop up nowhere. Like, you can go through pages and pages of twin flame videos and you will not find me. So best option really is to subscribe. I'm not trying to gain any kind of numbers, just to try to, but I do want to reach the number of views to, as more people to watch, to gain things. So there's so many things to tell you about the twin flame. There's so many things to tell you about what I brought back with me from 12D, which is some gifts, some special gifts. That's why I call them superpowers, because there's some things that I brought back with me I want to share with you, which are really like in 3D amazing to have. And then what I'm showing on the screen now is what I'm going to be talking about in the next video, what happened with the shift of reality in 12 from like in 3D regarding my twin, and new news to come. And I will share that with you, I swear. But I just wanted to thank you all. I love you, and watch the next video. See you soon. And for those of you who stuck until the end of this video, I do have special New Year gift, which is some messages. Okay, now from now on, I'm gonna be putting messages in every one of my videos for you. Whichever message resonates with you, take it. Okay, I have a few, and first message is: the essence of life is to communicate love. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that. The essence of life is to communicate love. Okay. The second message, okay, sorry, I wrote it down for you. So this is, you can call it channeling or call it whatever you want. It's just a message for you. Okay, I'm just the one giving you the message. I'm the messenger of these messages. All right. Okay. On. Message number 2 is this: movement, next move, make the next move, jump from situation to a new situation, have courage, and take a stand. Okay. Um, and January 5th, this is related to January 5th. Okay. Next message is you have the willpower to go through any situation, through any anxiety, fear, or tormenting emotions. You think you're not smart, but things must be sorted out in short time, as as short as possible, and that can be done only by revealing the truth. You must face the situation and rest your mind from torment. You have to have willingness to face hardship, and you will emerge victorious. You Okay, the next person, this is for one person. Then for the next person, I have this message: you are letting others push you around. Stand up for yourself, stand up on your 2 feet, and stop depending. Okay, whatever that means to you. Next message is for the next person, I guess, who will recognize this. And the message is: forgiveness is an act of consciousness. Okay, let me repeat that. Forgiveness is an act of consciousness. Okay, and I have a few more messages. Okay, next one is: man's power is in his prayer, and where prayer goes, God follows. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Man's power is in his prayers, and where prayer goes, God follows. Okay. Next message, sending you out there, is: your soul is your highest self. Okay. Next one is: you are equally beautiful as universe. And for one more viewer out there, I have a message for you. Besides telling you that I love you so much, and your twin flame loves you, the message is: there is nothing more precious than self-trust. Okay? Let me repeat that for you out there who's listening. There is nothing more precious than self-trust. And now, final message for collectively, for all of you out there, is: hug the person next to you. I repeat, hug the person next to you. I love you guys. Mwah. See you next time.